Today's topic is dissolving metal reductions. Before I have done in the previous video the complex metal hydrides. Okay, so in that I have dealt with the topics of certain reactions. So moving on to dissolving metal reduction, this topic will come under the electron transfer reactions. Electron transfer reactions. So moving in this dissolving metal reduction, so what do you mean by dissolving metal reduction? In the dissolving metal reduction, the metals such as from the group 1a, group 2a elements and the d block elements, d block metals is in the group 1a metal, that is your you can remember in the periodic table in the Hindi, if I can say you the mnemonics, it is Lina ki rabdi sasti. Okay, that is your Li is your for lithium, and then Na is for your sodium, K is for your potassium, Lina ki rabdi rubidium, and then Sasti Cs, that is your cesium. Okay, so that are your group 1a metals. That, and then second group A metals, that is your calcium, barium, magnesium and so on or D block metals, that is your zinc, copper, iron and so on. Okay, these metals which are dissolving in the liquid ammonia as the solvent, when the solvolysis process will take place, the solvation will take place, is then the metal will give the electrons. Okay, the metal will lose its electrons. So when the losing of the electrons from the metals will takes place in the presence of the solvent upon solvation process, that process, the phenomena is known as your dissolving metal reduction. Okay, so here what happens, let's see in the second point. So where it will go and add, so there is the addition of these electrons. First the electrons will add and then followed by the transfer of the proton transfer to the anion. Okay, that we will study in the reaction in the mechanism part. Okay, in the upcoming slides. Moving on to types, here are two types. One is the metals or basic medium and metals or acidic medium. In the metals or basic medium, in the presence of the liquid ammonia, amines, and then in the presence of your metals or liquid ammonia or proton donors, when this combination is there, that means you are doing the reaction in the basic medium. If the metal or HCl is there, that is you are doing the reaction in the acidic medium, metal acidic medium. Okay, so let's begin with the application part. In the applications, you have certain application, that is your conjugated olefins will be converted into the isolated olefins. Okay, carbonyls will convert into the alcohols, that is you will tell it as in respective alcohols. Okay, if it is like aldehydes, so which alcohols it has to convert, and then ketones, and then in secondary alcohols, like that. Okay, and then moving on to next application, that is your third. If the alpha beta unsaturated carbonyl compounds are there, that will convert either to an saturated carbonyl compounds or to an saturated alcohols, saturated carbonyls or saturated alcohols. Okay, and then moving on to next, it is the aromatic hydrocarbons will convert into the 1,4 dihydro derivatives, hydrocarbons. Okay, and then moving on to alkynes, the alkynes will convert into the transalkynes. So these all are in the words I have written. Now I will show you in the reaction part. Okay, like how the structure of conjugated olefin will be there, how it will convert into the isolated olefins with the reaction and the mechanism I will show you here. Okay, and then if we will move on to the first application type, that is your reaction, if you will see, this is your conjugated olefins. Okay, when the conjugated olefin is treated in the presence of the liquid ammonia, metal liquid ammonia, in presence of ammonium chloride. Okay, when this is there, that time this will convert into the isolated olefins. So let's see the mechanism part, how it will happen. So here you are taking CH2 double bond CH, okay, single bond, then again CH double bond CH2, that you have written over here. Okay, and then you are treating it with the metal. So when you are treating it with the metal will give you one electron. So once the metal will give you one electron here, so what happens here is there is a double bond, right? So it has to give you the electrons towards this side, that is towards your alkene. So when it will give to this alkene part, what happens here? The alkene, here it has to give, okay, not here. Okay, so this metal will give you the electrons to the alkene part. When this will give you the electrons, so what happens here is one, if there is a homolytic cleavage here, okay, so one will go it as your, or here if you will see, if the homolytic cleavage is there, there is the radical formation, right? So one radical will be forming over here, and then one radical will be formed in the carbon atom. So here if you will see, one of the radical will be forming in the carbon atom. That radical will combine with the electron. So whatever the electron it is giving, right, that electron it will combine and it will form it as a negative charge, and one more radical which is present towards this carbon atom will stay as it is, okay. And then once you will get back that one, okay, so what you are getting is, you are getting one of the radical formation, and then one of the radical is formed towards this side, right, and then you are getting one of the negative charge, that is your anion formation, okay. After the anion formation, the next bond which is present, the adjacent double bond is present, right? And so again there is a homolytic cleavage. When this cleavage will takes place, is then you are resulting in one radical towards your first carbon atom, and then one more radical in the CH, okay. This radical, the CH radical which is present in the second carbon atom, that will combine with this radical, okay. So when it combines, so here when it combines, at that time what happens, this radical will go, and then when it generates one of the radical, this will make the double bond over here, okay. So when it makes the double bond, at that time what happens, this has already a negative charge, it has the anion formation, and that anion will go, and that anion will abstract the proton, okay. So once it will abstract the proton, you will result in the ECH3 group, that is your methyl formation will takes place, is, and then you are having one radical over here in the first carbon atom. Then again one of the metal atom, when it attacks, so metal will again give you the one of the electrons. So when it is giving one electron, this one of the electron will combine with this electron, and you will get one of the electron from the metal atom will go and bind to the radical of your carbon atom, of your CH2 radical. When this will combine, you will gain a negative charge, again the carbanion, okay. So again this carbanion will abstract the proton from here, and you will result in the methyl group, that is your isolated olefin is formed, okay. So what you have to understand here is, you are taking the metal, you are losing one of the electron from here, and then you are gaining the radical and the carbanion in the adjacent carbon. Again, if the double bond is present in the adjacent carbon atom, again there is the homolytic fission, and you will generate one radical, the second radical which is present, that will form one bond, okay. And then there is a proton transfer, that is you are doing the protonation and towards your carbanion. The carbanion will abstract the proton, and then you will result in the methyl group. And in the next, the radical which is sitting over here, which is unstable. So to make it this stable in the next example, the carbonyl compound again one of the metal will again lose the electron alcohol. When it loses the electron, it will result in the secondary alcohol. It will give you the negative charge, and again on the protonation you will gain the ammonium chloride product. Let us see the mechanical part. If you are taking a ketone, and then if you are treating it with the metal, So what happens here? The metal will give one electron on. So what then? And this bond will cleave out. Yes. So when this bond will cleave out, there is a homolytic fission which is taking place. Is, and then there is a gain of your radical towards this carbon atom. Okay. When this radical will be formed, one of the radical which will present in the oxygen, O radical, that will combine with one of the electron, it will gain a negative charge. Okay. This negative charge will abstract the proton. When it abstracts the proton, you will get the OH. Okay. And then again you are treating it with one more metal. So this metal again loses one electron. This radical will combine with the electron and to give you one of the minus charge. Okay, generating you as the carbon anion formation. This anion again will abstract the proton and then this anion will again abstracts the proton from here, and then you will result in the alcohol molecule. Okay. So moving on to third application, that is your reduction of the conjugated carbonyl functions. Okay. So here there are two conditions. Here if the proton donor, so there are two conditions wherein you are taking one of the solvent, that is your alcohol, and the ammonium chloride as your solvent. This is also acting as a proton donor. Okay. So if the alcohol is acting as the proton donor, then the major product will be, let us see the mechanism. Major product is your saturated. So if you will see the mechanism, and if it is NaCl4Cl, then the unsaturation functional groups reduced. So if you will take the carbonyl groups and then if you will treat it with the metal or the liquid ammonia, so what happens here is the metal again loses the electrons. So there is a homolytic fission. Okay. When it is homolytic cleavated, then it will result you in the two radicals. One of the radical in the carbon atom and one more in the oxygen. So this oxygen radical will combine with the, so here if you will see, I will show you with the arrow mark. This is homolytic cleavage. So the carbon is gaining one of the radical, the oxygen will gain one radical. That radical will combine with the one of the electron. It will gain you as the negative charge. Okay. That minus charge will again abstract the proton. Then you will gain the OH. Okay. And then again if there is a homolytic cleavage over here, this bond when it's cleaved out, this bond will cleave out. Okay, the adjacent carbon atom. So this carbon atom is gaining this carbon atom is gaining the radical and this will gain one radical. This radical will combine with this radical. Okay, when this will combine, then you will gain the double bond over here. One new bond will be obtained. Okay, again there is the attack of the metal. So when we are treating it with the metal, it will lose one electron. That is, one electron when it is it is losing from the metal, it will join with one of the radical to gain the negative charge. Okay. Then this negative charge carbanion will abstract the proton, and upon protonation you will get back your methyl group. Okay. So after once this is formed, the OH which is having the bond between the OH atom, and this bond shifts over here, this bond shifts. Okay. When this bond shifts, then what happens here is you will gain a negative charge firstly. This negative charge will abstract the proton from here. Okay. First step, you are removing this proton. When you will remove this proton, then you will get the double bond here, and then when this bond shifts, then you will gain a minus charge. That minus charge will abstract the proton from here. Okay, then you will get CH2, that is your CH3, CH2, CO, C double bond O, R. Okay, again when it is treated with the metal in the presence of liquid ammonia, then what happens here is again there is this oxygen and will do the homolytic cleavage, and upon treatment with the first of the metal, it will lose one of the electron from the metal. It will gain it as the O dot and then O minus, as it will abstract the proton, resulting you in the alcohol formation. Okay. Then moving on to this type of an example, if we are taking the carbonyl compounds, and then there I have said you in presence of ammonium chloride, right, or in presence of ethanol, that is your alcohol solvent. If we are taking this, then what happens? Saturated compounds, unsaturated compounds, alpha beta unsaturated compounds, this unsaturated compounds will convert into the saturated compounds. Okay, here this bond has been reduced. Alright, and then again in one more case, the ketones are not getting reduced in presence of your ammonium chloride. Remember, if you are treating it with the solvent, then this ketone group is reduced and ammonia, then this bond so here we are getting the methyl ketones, okay, leading to the formation of an this is your reaction part product. And then if you will see in the mechanism, we are taking the starting material, that is your cyclohexenone on, and then if you are treating it with the metal, this will lose one of the electrons, then you will gain the one radical in the carbon atom, and then in oxygen first it will gain the radical, O radical will combine with one electron to gain you as the negative charge. Okay, and then upon protonation, this minus charge will abstract the proton, this minus charge will abstract the proton on, and then this minus charge will abstract the proton, this radical will be as it is in the next step. And what happens here? Again there is a homolytic cleavage. Okay, when this gets homolytic cleaved, that is here again the bond is getting cleaved out. So this radical, here you will have one radical, that radical will combine with this radical. Okay, this radical will combine with this radical, and you will gain one of the bond towards this side. Okay, and you will result one of the radical in this after breaking you are having one radical over here. Okay, again if you will treat it with the metal, that will lose one electron on, when it will give you the electron, that radical will combine with the electron, you will gain the negative charge. Once the carbanion is formed, on that carbanion will abstract the proton on, and then you will have the proton over here. Okay, and then upon again rearranging, that is this bond, shifting of the bonds, OH bond, this bond will shift, and then again this bond shifts, make it as the carbanion, and after making it as the carbanion, you are treating it with the methyl halides. Okay, alkyl halide, if you will treat it, minus charge will go and attack to the positive charge, that is your R will be nothing but methyl group over here, that will go and attack to the methyl group by cleaving it out as the iodine, which is acting as a leaving group over here. Okay, once it will go and attack, it will result in the methyl ketone. Okay, that is your product. To Birch reduction, is your starting material, this is your product. In this Birch reduction, okay, what is Birch reduction? If you have any doubts, the aromatic hydrocarbons are converting into the diene formation, that is your 1,4-dihydrocarbons. Okay, in the presence of your sodium metal, alkali metal, that is your sodium metal usually will use, or liquid ammonia, liquor ammonia, or proton donors. Okay, in presence of this, when an aromatic hydrocarbon such as your arenes compound and as your benzenes is converted into dienes, that reduction is known as your Birch reduction. Okay, here also there is the homolytic cleavage, transfer of electrons will take place. And here not only the simple hydrocarbons, even the substituted aromatic hydrocarbons, when it is like whether sorry, if the electron withdrawing group is attached or the electron donating group, for that also Birch reduction will takes place. Okay, in the reaction in general, if we are speaking about the reaction, when an aromatic hydrocarbons, that is your arene compound or the benzene, is treated with the metals or liquid ammonia, then the dienes is formed, and this is similar to this, or it is this compound. Okay, that is your dienes. You can write this type of dienes. In the mechanism part, if you will take the arenes, and then if you are treating it with the metal, so what happens here? There is a homolytic cleavage in the first bond. when this bond is cleaved out, then one of the radical is over here and one radical over here. This radical will combine with the electron and it will gain you as the negative charge, okay, and then this electron will be as it is, okay. So once you will have this electron, again the next bond which is present over here, this breakage will take place. There is the radical ion formation over here, okay, and then the protonation will take place. Then there is the generation of one more radical towards this side. This radical will combine with this radical. So what happens here? When this radical will combine with one of the radical towards this, there is a generation of one of the bond. Okay, this bond is generated, this radical is formed. And after the formation of this radical, you are seeing this carbon ion, right? And then you have to treat it with the proton. Upon protonation, this carbon ion will abstract the proton and you will gain this protonated compound. And then again you are treating it with one more metal. If you treat it with one more metal, this will lose one electron. On this electron will combine with the radical, you will gain a negative charge, okay. After gaining a negative charge, after formation of the carbon ion, again it abstracts the proton, resulting you in the diene compound. If we move on to the regioselectivity in Birch reduction, and there are two things, that is your there are two types, that is your when the substituent is attached with the electron withdrawing group or the electron releasing group, okay. If the electron withdrawing group is attached, such as your carboxylic acids and all, also when that will attach to the benzene ring, then the reduction will prefer preferentially to the ipso position, okay. It will attack to the ipso position. Here you can take the benzene ring attached with the electron withdrawing substituent, and then whatever the metals are going and attacking, that will be in the ipso position. This is your ipso position, okay. And then you are getting this as your major product, okay. So remember, whenever it is the electron withdrawing group, it is the para substituted products, alright. And then ortho or para, and meta is for electron releasing group, okay. So and then moving on to here the carbon ion will be stabilized by the electron withdrawing group. Moving on to mechanism, so here is the electron withdrawing group, that is you are taking the carboxylic acid, and if you are treating it with the metal, this metal will lose one electron. And so what happens, one there is a radical formation, and one the radical is formed, and then the electron will attack, so it will gain the negative charge, okay. So after gaining the negative charge, that is your carbon ion will be present over there itself, and then there is the adjacent bond breakage. So when this bond will again break, so then what happens is this radical will combine with this radical, okay, this will combine with this radical, then you will gain one bond over here, okay. After the formation of this bond, this radical is sitting over there itself, okay, this radical is present there, and then there is that is the charge will become bond and bond will become charge. So then what happens here is you are doing the resonance over here, okay. This minus charge will make it as a bond, this bond will make it as a charge. After the formation of the charge, then you are attacking the metal, again sodium metal. When the sodium metal is going and attacking with by giving the electrons towards this side of your, towards the para position of your radical, that will make it as the minus charge, okay. That carbon ion will again abstract the proton. Upon protonation will abstract the proton, you will gain the hydrogen atom over here, protonation, okay. And then this minus charge of the carboxylic acid, carboxylate ion will shift, and then this bond will shift, then it will result you in the carbon ion towards this position, okay. And then there is the abstraction of the proton again upon protonation. Here again you have to do the protonation step, okay. At the proton then what happens, this charge will carbon ion will abstract the proton, resulting you in this product formation. And then moving on to if the substituent is attached with the donating group, electron donating group. D is nothing but, don't get confused with the deuterium. Okay, this is your electron donating group. Electron donating group such as your OCH3, you can take it as an example. So you are taking that one. Here the attack will takes place in the ortho position. Okay, and then ortho position, and so when the attack will takes place in the ortho position, then you will get this as your major product and this will be your minor product. Okay, if you will see here, the carbon ion will be destabilized in the electron donating group. If you are taking this as your starting material and then if you are treating it with the metal will lose the electron, so then you will gain one of the radical over here and then minus charge. Okay, and then same thing happens here also. This bond gets cleaved out, homolytic cleavage will takes place. Okay, one second. Here what happens here is this bond will cleave out. There is a homolytic cleavage over here, or then this radical will combine with this radical, then you will get the bond over here. Okay, you will gain the bond over here, you will gain one radical over here towards this position. Okay, and after that what happens here is the radical will be there itself, and then upon protonation, and this carbon ion will abstract the proton, and upon protonation the carbon ion will abstract the proton from here. The carbon ion will abstract the proton and you will result in this molecule. Same thing repeatedly you have to do. First you have to attack with the metal and then protonation, you will get back your proton over towards this side. Okay, resulting you in this as your product. Okay, so this is your example. If you have any doubts, you can ask me in the comment box. OCH3 as your electron